is December 9th, 2018, and I just wanted to really quickly take a look at the market really quick because, the market's really low right now, and I'm getting a lot of people asking me questions like, hey, is now the time to buy? It was down so much the other day. Bitcoin hit 3,400 the other day. It's already back up to 3,600 right now, over 3,600 and no end in sight of the rise. I did expect to bounce, and we're seeing the bounce now, thankfully. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about, right now the cryptocurrency market is exactly where the .com market was in like the earlier mid 90s. And I don't know if you remember the .com, .bomb, bubble, the tech stock bubble that occurred in the 90s, but I do remember. I was pretty young, but I was already into it and kind of following the market. and what we saw in the .com bubble was that people came in and started just flooding the market with buying all these different, tech stocks, and the big players that started out were like Alta Vista, GeoCities, Netscape. I don't even remember what the stocks were and all that kind of thing at the beginning, but all of the big ones ended up being totally worthless, right? And I want you to think about that when you look at the cryptocurrency market, because right now, the top 10 coins to me are all shit coins. These are all total shit coins. I wouldn't be holding any of these. I don't think any of them are worth it at all. Bitcoin is the very first one. Its technology is, arguably way beyond ancient at this point in the crypto space. Do I think 3,600 is a low price for it? Probably. Will it probably go up from there? Probably. Will Bitcoin maybe hit 50,000 at some point? Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. But the reality is it's the very first cryptocurrency. So to pretend like it's going to be the be all end all that, that ends up driving the entire market indefinitely and forever is just, I think, pure and total lunacy. I don't think Bitcoin is going to be the dominant one at all. I look at it like Alta Vista or, GeoCities or something. It's first to market, and it's a brilliant idea, and I mean it'll always hold a historical place in history. But do I think Bitcoin is the crypto to follow and the crypto to invest in? I would say no. I would give that a very hard no. Ripple is just a total shitcoin. It's number 2 in the market right now. You could have bought it for fractions of a penny a couple of years ago, and now it's worth 31 cents. So, you could have bought Ripple and made a lot of money in it, but this is all speculation. And, it doesn't actually have much of a working product yet. There has been some interesting developments in the Ripple space, but I think that's solely a function of where it's at in the market. I think that people are only interested in Ripple right now because it is a top coin. I don't really see it having any technological advantage or, really any advantage over any of these other coins, unless you talk about corporate partnerships. But, corporate partnerships are only going to take you so far because, a lot of the early tech startups had corporate partnerships with, big corporations that were already wealthy and successful at the time. And yet they did not end up being the dominant force because, the tech market moves fast, technology moves fast, and crypto moves even faster. Crypto moves so fast. And so I don't think Ripple is worth it at all over the long term. I think it's a garbage corporate coin. It's the very antithesis of why people want to be into crypto, why people want to have to do with crypto. Most people, most young people now definitely have an anarchist, anarchy capitalist kind of vibe. Even people on the left wing who think they're socialist, if you actually drilled them down and started asking them questions, almost all of them are going to end up somewhere on that spectrum of, anarcho-capitalists. So, I don't think anybody wants to support Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. I think, most people are absolutely disgusted by the corporate banks, and Ripple is the corporate banks. So for it to be number 2 right now in a situation where the whole world is, those guys are on their way out. They can fight and they can struggle and they continue to buy mind share on television, etc. But at some point, those big banks are going to die. They're going to be too big to fail, and they're going to fail anyway. And Ripple is going to fail right along with them, in my opinion. Ethereum is very old technology now at this point. It is definitely, way technologically way behind some of these other coins now, even in the top 10. And it's certainly way behind some of the coins, that are coming out, in the masternode space and elsewhere in the cryptocurrency market. The transactional volume that Ethereum can handle is barely above where it is now. It's actually over the volume that it can handle reliably now. And there's no hard cap on Ethereum. So it's again, everything about Ethereum makes it a shitcoin. It really does. It was an interesting, cool idea when it first came out. It was a technology leader at that time, but we're talking about years ago now in a market that is very fluid and very fast. So I definitely think Ethereum is definitely a shitcoin and not worth investing in. Stellar is, for all intents and purposes, exactly like Ripple. I can't see a fundamental difference between Stellar and Ripple. So again, all of my criticisms that I already pointed out about Ripple, I would say are absolutely true for Stellar as well. And look at how many of them are. There's billions of them, So, at this point, you might as well go buy fiat, it's just, there's billions of them. They keep printing them all the time. And I know some of these are going to have a hard cap, and so there might be a value just because of the hard cap. But again, the technology does not impress me. It's a very old coin. And I may be a little bit bitter about Stellar myself, because at one point I was holding what would have eventually been $11 million worth of Stellar Lumens. Some of the people who know me know that story. So, I'm by no means somebody to listen to when it comes to the actual market and playing the market. I don't play the market myself. I don't have enough money to play the market. I'm super broke. So I don't have enough money to do anything besides, make it to the next show and buy a burrito. So don't listen to me on financial advice. I don't have any to give, but I am going to say from a technology standpoint of view, and from a market standpoint of view, these are all shit coins. Bitcoin Cash is a joke. Bitcoin Cash is an absolute joke. Anybody who gives Bitcoin Cash any kind of credence at all is just obviously completely ignorant in the about the crypto market and about everything related to that. I just got some kind of a notification. I'm not sure what that was. Am I recording? It looks like I am. So Bitcoin Cash is just, they were trying to, bad actors were attempting to fake people out and pretend like Bitcoin Cash was Bitcoin. It is not Bitcoin. It is absolute garbage. It is trash. It is the worst trash coin in the top 10, probably, with the possible exception of Tether, number 6. Tether is a scam coin. It's absolutely a scam coin. There's no way that they're holding the amount of dollars that they are pretending to hold with that company, and they refuse to be audited. And it's a good idea. We need a stable coin, at least for the time being, while fiat currency is still the primary way to buy and sell things in the market that aren't crypto. We're going to need a stable coin, but Tether's arguably the worst one. It's definitely a scam. And besides, why would you invest in Tether anyway? It's just worth $1. So it's always going to be worth right around $1. So you buy a bunch of Tether and what, you might as well just hold on to the dollars, because the price of the dollar is going to fluctuate up and down, and Tether's going to fluctuate right along with it. And I think at some point Tether's going to crash the entire crypto market and drive all these prices probably lower than where they are now. Listen, all of these coins are shit coins, all of them. EOS is definitely vaporware. It has not reached anywhere near its promise of what it planned to do, which was planned to be a better Ethereum than Ethereum. They're calling it Ethereum on steroids or whatever. That's what they said. They haven't officially said what it stood for, but at this point, EOS is so not behind the ball as far as actually getting stuff done that I have no faith in it. Whatever momentum it may have had for a minute, it hasn't been able to capitalize on. They didn't release it soon enough for people to use it instead of Ethereum. A lot of developers wanted to use it instead of Ethereum a while back, and they didn't get it done quick enough. Bitcoin SV, I haven't followed a lot, but it's a brand new coin. It's another Bitcoin fork. I think it's just another ridiculous bullshit move, probably by bad actors to somehow get, manipulate the market and create some kind of, it's just hype. It's bullshit hype. It's not, it's never going to have, staying power that some of these other coins might have. In my opinion, from what little I've looked into it. I mean, honestly, I haven't looked into it much because I already thought it was bullshit. So why would I bother? Why would I bother even digging in at all? Litecoin, Litecoin, I think, is probably undervalued at this price. $26 is pretty cheap for a Litecoin. But again, I don't see a fundamental advantage of Litecoin over a lot of these other coins later in the market. Some of the newer coins that I think just have a lot more value, in my opinion, are going to have a lot more value in the future. Again, this is like the .com thing. All these coins we're looking at are Alta Vista, are Yahoo, are these, early players that, had a good idea, tried to get in the market, had a lot of hype coming out initially, but eventually they're going to get absolutely supplanted by whatever the crypto version of Amazon and Google are. Amazon and Google own the world now, and in none of those early .coms are worth anything. And it's going to be the same thing with these cryptos, man. None of these cryptos are going to be worth anything. Tron, I think, is definitely a joke. I don't know. It might be the most valid of the 10 that we've talked about so far, but look how many of them there are. There's 66 billion Tron or something already. It's like, I don't know what the hard cap is. I don't know what the point of it is. I haven't been interested in the technology. And again, I'm a technology guy, so I'm interested in the technology. I don't have a lot of interest in Tron at all. I think it's definitely, again, we're early in the game. It's going to have some hype right now. It's going to eventually get supplanted by whatever the crypto version of Amazon and Google is in the future, which is not going to be any of these coins. Let's be real. They're all going to bomb, just like all those tech stocks bombed in the late 90s. We're going to have to see the same thing happen with crypto. Only it's going to be even more violent and volatile because this is not a regulated market. The SEC, all these different people, they've tried to step in and make guidelines and talk about it and regulate people. And I mean, I just went to the blockchain expo and there was some government employees there trying to, get people to report scams and stuff. But it's like, they didn't, like, the number one scam that exists right now, they'd never even heard of it when I talked to them at the booth. So, I mean, the government's never going to catch up with this technology ever. And that's the point. The point of this technology is to free ourselves from government, to free ourselves from the Federal Reserve, the IRS, all these completely unconstitutional bullshit entities that our government has made. That's why crypto was invented. That's why people are into crypto. So, for you to jump into crypto and be like, oh, I'm going to put all my money in Ripple and I'm going to make billions of dollars. It's like, dude, you don't get the point. You're stupid and you're wrong. It's just like you're morally, ethically wrong and you're just stupid because none of these coins are going to be worth anything in another 5-10 years. Just not at all. I mean, you can play the market up and down while they go up and down right now, but in the future, none of these are going to be worth anything. Cardano, I got all the same things to say about Cardano as I said about EOS, except for maybe even worse. Cardano hasn't, successfully shown anything to me. And again, there's 26 billion of these coins already on the market. I don't know what the hard cap is. I don't know how many there's going to be. I believe it's a mined coin, right? I think. I don't know. It's not a masternode coin. So to me, it's already technologically way behind the curve, as are all of these coins. These are all technologically like way behind. This is like investing all your money in a company that's still building Model Ts while there's Teslas on the road. There's Teslas on the road right now in crypto. All these masternode coins, not all of them, but a lot of these masternode coins are, creating new and exciting technologies that are just, absolutely reinventing the space. And and you got all these people invested in these Model Ts, or these companies that are making Model Ts. It's like, it just really doesn't make any sense. Monero is definitely a coin that's worth looking at. I would say this is the first coin on the list that I wouldn't categorize 100% as a shit coin. Again, it's very early in the game. It's very old technology. I do think there are coins that already do what Monero does better than Monero does. Pivx or any of the other privacy focused masternode coins are probably way out ahead of Monero on privacy, et cetera, but at least Monero isn't like total shitcoin. They have a good idea, they have a good plan, and so if you were going to invest in anything in the top 20, I'd say Monero would be a considerable option. IOTA, doesn't make any sense at all. Hey, look at that. IOTA doesn't make any sense. Nobody cares. I don't know, perhaps, but wow, that's I guess that's going on the live stream. So you can tell what coins I'm into. I'm just going to cash those out and use it to buy a burrito later, because that's actually one of my revenue streams right now, and I don't make anything. I make, I don't know, $4 or $5 per day or something, really barely enough to cover my burrito costs. So that's where I'm at with all this. IOTA, again, they've got an interesting idea and whatever, but they're early to the space. There's other people doing the same thing as them, but better. It's pointless. They're never going to make it. NEM, I know nothing about NEM. I absolutely nothing about NEM, and I don't care to know anything about NEM. Again, same reasons. Antiquated technology, way too many coins. Look, there's 9 billion coins on the market already for NEM. It's like, what are we even talking about here? Same thing with IOTA. Look at that. There's almost 3 billion coins on the market. It's like, you might as well just buy fiat or some other, currency where there's billions and billions of them that are worth nothing. It's pointless. Dash is definitely not a shitcoin. Dash is a legitimate, something worth thinking about. Do I think it should be number 15? No. Not when there's 13 shitcoins above it. It should definitely not be 15 in that instance. But I also don't think it should be number 15 when you think about all the hundreds of coins that are probably more valuable down below. So yeah, I don't know. Dash, again, they're early. They're one of the first masternode coins. They have good solid technology, maybe worth something in the future, but I'm not holding my breath. Again, they've done a lot of partnerships with big corporations or whatever, but that's not going to be the thing that's going to drive you to be into the next innovator that disrupts the entire market like Google or Amazon did back in the .com era. Again, not a huge believer in Dash, although, much better than most of these other shitcoins. Binance Coin, that's a centralized exchange, and that's their coin on their exchange. I mean, what an artificially ridiculous... Man, people are sending me crypto left and right now. That's a nice day. I don't know why. Binance Coin is absolutely, it's a centralized exchange that's going to be absolutely pointless and replaced instantly by some kind of better decentralized version eventually. There's 130 million of these coins out there. It's just for the exchange. I think they've inflated their price artificially based on that. Who cares? I don't care. I don't give half a shit about Binance Coin. It's another shit coin. Ethereum Classic, there's no longer any development being done on Ethereum Classic. It is now like it's basically an exit scam coin. It's number 17 in the market, which is crazy. There is a hard cap on Ethereum Classic. I do think Ethereum Classic is more valuable and more legitimate than Ethereum, which is funny because it's like, 1/20th the price right now. But I don't care about Ethereum Classic. I'm not holding it. I wouldn't be holding any. I wouldn't advise anybody to buy it. Neo is a Chinese coin. The Chinese market is absolutely in a giant, huge, incredible bubble. The commercial real estate bubble in China is absolutely insane. That economy has no legs whatsoever. China is going to crash super hard, as is the U.S. economy too. At that point, I do think some cryptos are going to be worth something, especially relative to the dollar if we're just comparing with dollar amount. But I don't know what, I don't know how, and I certainly don't think it's going to be Neo or anything else like that. Zcash is a pretty legitimate coin. I would not call Zcash a shit coin. So maybe, maybe Zcash is one of the only ones, one of the 3 in the top 20 that aren't shit coins, in my opinion. Maker, I don't even know what that is. I've never even heard of that. I'm not interested. They're not a masternode coin. They're certainly not doing anything interesting in that space. Dogecoin was a joke coin that is somehow number 21. The Doge developers couldn't even get their shit together enough to stay in the Exodus wallet, which is like one of the best current existing crypto products. So, I have no faith in the Dogecoin. As soon as they got removed from Exodus, I knew they were a joke after that. Tezos, don't care. VeChain, don't care. Bitcoin Gold, really don't care about Bitcoin Gold. TrueUSD, another corporate stablecoin. Probably more legitimate than Tether, but I mean, I think Venezuelan currency or Zimbabwean currency is more legitimate than Tether. So what are we talking about here? OMG coin. Now they at least have a good idea, and they might be worth something in the future. So OMG, I think is definitely not. They should be in this list here. Same with 0x. USD coin, another corporate coin. I think that's Coinbase and the NSA and all the bad actors are, backing that. Again, probably a more legitimate stable coin than Tether, but, still a shit coin, in my opinion. And not really worth talking about because nobody's going to invest one US crypto dollar for one regular dollar, it's like, what would be the point of that, right? Only if you're going to play the market thinking that something you're going to buy is going to go down, that's really the only use case for these stable coins and for exchanging back and forth to fiat. So again, probably, who cares, right? It doesn't matter. Certainly not worthy of being in the top 30 or whatever. Paxos, I've never even heard of. Basic attention token, great idea. Brave browser is a great browser. Certainly has potential. Probably too early to the game. Probably going to crash just like all these other coins because they're just too early to the game and they're not the real innovators in the space. We're seeing the real innovators in the space right now. They're these masternode coins that are worth fractions of a cent. Those are the innovators in the space. And if you saw those notifications I just got, you know which ones I think they might be. So I'm just letting you know. Ontology, not a masternode coin, don't care. Waves, probably overvalued at this point. There's a lot of decentralized exchanges, and Decred might be the only coin we've mentioned so far that I think might have legs. Decred and maybe Lisk as well. Those are two coins with two teams that are actually doing something innovative and useful in the technology end. So both those might have a possibility. QTUM did a very shitty swap that unfortunately I was involved in. They were on the Exodus wallet, and one of my clients was holding a bunch, and then all of a sudden they were not on the Exodus wallet, and you had to go sign in with this exchange. And my client's like, I'm trying to sign on this exchange. It's almost impossible. So I actually drove to the client's house and looked at their screen, and I was like, this exchange that the QTUM swap happened on, they wanted your passport, your ID. I mean, it was KYC, completely KYC up the butt, like in the most invasive, horrific manner that I've ever seen. And again, that's not the point of crypto. The point of crypto is decentralized, anonymous, private. So, no faith in QTUM at this point. Factum is like so old. It's like learning COBOL to program or something. It's like, well, what are you even doing with that coin? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they have a good idea and a good team or something. But I at this point, just on age alone, I'd say, sorry, dude, you're nothing. Nano, similar feelings about Nano to some of the earlier coins I talked about. I mean, maybe they have a good idea, maybe not. But look, there's 133 million of them. Supposedly they're worth 89 cents. It's like, I don't know about that. Bytecoin has a little bit of my interest on the technology, and they definitely are doing some cool things that might be worthwhile in the future. But I mean, basically, we're already like to 50 now, and I'd say that there's like 5 or 6 coins that aren't shit coins out of the top 50. And just scrolling down to the top 100, I mean, I'd say maybe there's 10 coins in the entire. Now, if you did want a stable coin, I think DAI is a legitimate stable coin. So that's worth mentioning right there. I mean, almost all these coins are shit coins that are going to be worth nothing. Worth absolutely nothing. There's Pivx, that's a legitimate coin. That's one where, I might actually say if you went out and bought a bunch of Pivx or Zcoin for that matter too. If you bought a bunch of Pivx or Zcoin, then I would say high five. Those are the only, literally 2 of the only coins on this whole list that I think might have some long-term potential. All the rest of this is just really just garbage. They are shit coins. They're too early to the game, and nothing's going to happen. Like I said, I gave a couple of honorable mentions in there. Monero, Dash, Zcash, OMG, 0x, a basic attention token, Decred, Lisk. I mean, Bytecoin, Digibyte. Some of these might actually have some long-term, steam. Depending on whether they're able to Gollum. If they're able to flex with the market and move forward with the market and be quick on it and respect your privacy and not rely on these ridiculous corporate partnerships that are going to be absolutely worthless and overnight anyway. Then they all have some potential to do something. But other than that, these are all total shit coins with, no interest at all. And other than really just Pivx and Zcoin, I would say most of these coins are not even worth thinking about getting into. I know the prices are low right now. A lot of people are thinking about getting into the market for the first time. Yeah, listen, if you're going to get in the market at all, you're going to get burned. This is a volatile, crazy market. This is a Wild West. This is the .com bubble, but way more extreme because everything's faster. The technology's moving faster. All of these corporations are going to get completely devoured by blockchain at some point. And, it's just, yeah, I don't, I don't know. That's my thoughts on the crypto market right now. If you're thinking, oh my God, prices are hit bottom and they're finally starting to go up, a lot of people are thinking, oh, it's going to go lower, and it may, but I have no idea, and I kind of doubt it. I mean, it's already pretty low, so, but I mean, I've been saying that all year, so what do I know? You know what I mean? Market cap of $115 billion for all these right now. So I mean, the entire market is barely worth more than Apple, who can't figure out how to put a headphone jack on a phone. So, I don't have a lot of faith in any of these coins. It's way early. You want to play the market, you want to speculate, fine. It is like gambling or playing the lottery right now. Most of these coins have no legs on the technology. And if you do want to look at coins that might have some long-term technological aspects that make them worth money at some point in a legitimate way, you've got to get into the masternode market, and you've got to get into these masternode coins that aren't vaporware, that have some kind of moving working product. Those of you who know me have seen my pictures on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere else. You see the hat I'm wearing and the logo that's on there, so you know what I think, and the notifications are popping up on my phone now, so you know what I'm trying to do with crypto, and where I think the crypto market's headed. And I may be wrong, but I do think that the ponies that I would like to bet on if I had money. Unfortunately, I'm just cashing everything out and buying burritos. So, but if I could bet on a pony, you know what pony I'd be betting on. And any of you who want to bet on those ponies and talk to me in 6 months, please do, because I think you're going to be very happy to buy me a beer at that point. And that's sweet, because I like beer. All right, Social Sound fam and Internet fam, hope you're having a great day. I'll talk to you soon.